ni Kuya Good evening. Audible naman ako?
Yes po,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okey, sige. Wait lang 'no. Wait lang po. Kita na yung screen? Kita naman? Okay. So today we will discuss infiltration. Last time, natapos na tayo sa precipitation and also yung basic concept ng hydrology. Now, for the second process that we will discuss for hydrologic cycle, we will incorporate the properties of soil dito naman sa flow of water. So when we say infiltration, this is the flow of water into the ground through the earth's surface. So pag sinabi naman natin na percolation, that is the flow papunta doon sa groundwater storage. Okay, so that is the percolation. So we calculate the infiltration rate and the cumulative infiltration. So this is very important para malaman natin kung gaano lang ba kadami yung surface runoff doon sa isang watershed. So the infiltration rate is the rate at which water enters the soil at the surface, while the cumulative infiltration is the accumulated depth of water. Okay? So as you can see dito sa figure na ito, kapag dry soil, the area of the void ay ay equivalent sa volume of air. Okay? Or the volume of the voids is equivalent to the volume of the air, as you can see dito sa ating figure. Kapag ito ay partially saturated, so some of the voids ay merong water. Samantalang kapag fully saturated, the volume of the void is equivalent to the volume of water. So makikita natin sa figure na ito, sa part kung saan nandoon yung water table or yung water storage natin sa underground, ayan yung fully saturated. So the volume of the voids is equivalent to the volume of water. And then may confining layer doon sa ilalim. So meaning kapag confining layer, ito ay mga impermeable surface like yung bedrock or clay. Dito naman may makikita tayo ditong aquiclude or aquitard. So this is also part of the subsurface na merong confining layer. Okay? Pero as you can see, mas mataas ito doon sa water table. Yung water table kasi we assume na constant ito, so that is the base flow. Ayan. While kapag naman dito sa may aquiclude or aquitard, perch lang yung flow or perch flow yung tawag natin. Meaning, nagkakaroon lang dyan ng tubig kapag umulan ng malakas, or mayroong water na nag-infiltrate doon sa location kung nasaan itong aquiclude at aquitard. Naintindihan naman po ba ito? Maliwanag naman po. As you can see dito sa ating graph, makikita natin sa graph that the infiltration rate ay inversely proportional ang relationship doon sa time. So habang tumatagal yung infiltration rate ay bumababa din yung value. Kasi nga nagiging fully saturated yung soil. Kapag fully saturated na kasi yung soil, wala nang magi-infiltrate na tubig. Okay? Naintindihan po ba? So wala nang downward flow. Okay, ang infiltration kasi ay downward flow. Kapag fully saturated na, ang tendency ng water ay mag-flow na laterally. Okay, dependent pa rin naman yan sa gravity. And then the cumulative infiltration is, since ito ay sum of or the accumulated depth of water, therefore it increases as time increases. Maliwanag naman po ba ito?
Yes po, ma'am.
So this is another visual representation of the infiltration. So as you can see, meron tayo ditong tinatawag na ito yung moisture, ano? Sa moisture content, ito yung theta. And then, ito naman yung tinatawag natin na wetting front. So, itong wetting front na yan, ginagamit din natin yung parameter para makakompute yung infiltration. Okay? So, merong 4 zones doon sa subsurface, ano? The saturated zone, transition zone, transmission zone, and then the wetting zone and yung wetting front. Okay? So, as you can see, ano, at different types of rocks and soil, iba-iba din yung voids or pores. So, yung mga pore spaces na yan, or yung mga voids, dyan possible na ma-store yung tubig or mag-flow yung tubig. So, this is the distribution of the subsurface water. So, sabi ko nga kanina, no, mayroong different zone. So, meron tayong tinatawag na unsaturated zone, soil zone, capillary fringe, and then the saturated zone. So, dalawa ito, no? The unsaturated zone and the saturated zone. Itong saturated zone, ito na yung part ng groundwater where the saturation is equivalent to 100%. So, ito yung capillary fringe, no? The capillary fringe happens because of the surface tension. So, nangyayari yan dahil sa surface tension, umaangat yung tubig, no? Against the gravity yung flow ng water. So, dito, saturated yung lupa. Kaya nagkakaroon ng capillary rise from the water table. And then, dito naman sa part na ito, which is the partially saturated, ito yung partially saturated, no? And ito yung tinatawag natin na soil zone or tinatawag din natin yan na root zone. So, pag nag-proceed, kapag nag-ano kayo, no? Nag-water resources kayo na specialization. So, very important itong different parts na ito para doon sa irrigation engineering kasi yung root zone, no, inaalam natin yan. Itong field capacity, so that is the water remaining after gravity drainage. So, importanteng factor itong field capacity, no? Ganon din itong wilting point. Yung wilting point naman, ginagamit natin yan, ano? Itong field capacity at wilting point, ginagamit natin itong mga parameter na ito para malaman natin yung available water doon sa different types of plants. Okay? So, wilting point is the water remaining after the gravity drainage and evapotranspiration. Okay po? So, ayan, nabanggit ko naman na yung capillary fringe nangyayari siya because of the surface tension. So, in general, kapag sa fluid mechanics, kung maaalala nyo, the capillary rise is equivalent to 4 sigma cosine theta over gamma d. And then the surface tension is equivalent to the change in pressure times the diameter over 4. So, yung diameter na yan is the diameter of the pores or yung spaces. Okay? So, this is the capillary action. So, ito yun, po. Ito din yun yung change in pressure times D over 4. Kasi alam natin, di ba, that R is equivalent to D over 2. So, galing lang din yan sa ayan. Same lang din ito, no? Itong surface tension na yan. Naiintindihan po? Maliwanag? Kasi R is equivalent to D over 2. Okay? So, meron tayong tinatawag na suction head or the pressure head. So, the pressure head is equivalent to the pressure over the unit weight. So this is the suction head, ano po. And the total head is equivalent to the pressure head plus the elevation head. So ito naman, naaalala niyo naman to sa hydraulics, di ba? Then for the porosity is equivalent to the volume of the voids of the soil over the total volume. Okay, so that is the porosity. So the porosity is greater than 0 but less than 1. The moisture content is equivalent to volume of water over the total volume. So minsan makikita niyo sa mga libro, no, na yung moisture content is ganito yung kanyang symbol. For the saturation, so that is equivalent to the volume of water over the volume of the voids. So VI is the volume of pores or volume of the voids. Naalala niyo ba to sa geotechnical engineering? Naalala niyo pa ba? Ayan. So nire-review lang natin, ano. Then we have the piezometric head, which is also the pressure head plus the elevation head. Or tinatawag din natin ito na hydraulic gradient, no? Okay? So, familiar naman tayo dyan, ano po. Itong part na to, mas na-apply na natin ito sa groundwater flow, no? Itong piezometric head. So, kung maalala nyo sa geotechnical engineering, meron tayong tinatawag na confined aquifer and the unconfined aquifer. Okay? So, ina-identify natin ngayon yung flow doon sa confined and unconfined aquifer. So, madidiscuss din naman ulit natin ito sa last module, which is yung for groundwater. So, this is the pressure distribution in subsurface. So as you can see, ano po, dito sa part na yung unsaturated layer, ito yon yung unsaturated layer, di ba? So, unsaturated, ito yung part, tawag natin dun sa layer na yan. Tapos ito naman yung saturated zone. Ito na pala. Nakalagay naman na pala. Unsaturated and the saturated zone. So, sa saturated zone, as you can see, yung pressure ay positive, diba? So, as the depth increases, the pressure increases. Kasi nga, fully saturated na. Kapag naman dito sa unsaturated zone, negative naman ang pressure dito, no? So, inversely proportional or yung pressure ay inverse yung kanyang relationship. Okay? So we have two types of aquifer, the confined aquifer and the unconfined aquifer. So pag sinabi nating confined aquifer, it is bounded by impervious layer, while the unconfined one is not bounded. So ito yung tinatawag natin na phreatic aquifer or the water table aquifer. So as you can see dito, ano po, yung nasa taas, that is the unconfined aquifer, tapos ito yung water table. Ayan. While dun yung nasa ilalim, ayan, pressurized ito, no, tinatawag natin yan na confined aquifer. Tapos merong impervious layer. Ito yung impervious layer na tinatawag din nating aquiclude. Okay? So itong impervious layer din para sa confined, yung sa top layer niya, tinatawag natin yan na aquitard or aquiclude. So these are the description or the definition of aquifer, aquiclude, and aquitard. So pag sinabi daw na aquifer, it store and transmit water. Well, the aquiclude only store. Okay? Hindi siya nagtatransmit ng water. So ibig sabihin, hindi ito na, walang nagfo-flow na tubig doon. Pwede siyang mag-store dun sa mga voids pero hindi magfo-flow yung tubig doon sa voids. So pwedeng ito ay yung mga clay, less shale, or yung tinatawag natin ng mga impervious boundaries of the aquifer. 'Di ba yung clay kapag ka nabasa, napapansin niyo naman yun dun sa experiment niyo sa geotechnical engineering, 'di ba? Pag nabasa yung clay, nandun lang sa mismong clay layer yung tubig, 'di ba? Hindi siya nagfo-flow. Okay? Kaya 'di ba yung clay din ay kapag very well compacted ito, halos wala ng voids kasi nga maliliit lang kasi yung grain or yung diameter size ng mga clay. So, dahil doon, mas maliit din yung mga voids. So, relatively impervious yung surface or impermeable. Next is the aquitard. Aquitard transmit but don't store water. So ito yung mga shales and less clay. So these are the leaky confining layers of the aquifer. So kaya nga siya tinatawag na leaky confining layers kasi it transmit water. Naintindihan naman po ba 'yon? Maliwanag naman po ba ang difference ng mga aquifer, aquiclude at aquitard? As well as the two types of aquifer. Okay. So here are the different properties of aquifer. So we have the porosity, the hydraulic conductivity, and the storativity. Okay? So the porosity is dependent on the type of soil or the sedimentary material. So dahil nga pagka mas maliit no yung kanyang size or yung diameter, so yung porosity ay relatively uh, in this case ay pataas yung porosity, no? Ang pinakamataas na porosity ay peat soil, no? Pinakamababang porosity ay limestone, sandstone. Okay? So, punta naman tayo sa Darcy's Law. Familiar kayo dito, no, sa geotech na pag-aralan na din ito, no, yung flow. So, Q is equivalent to KIA. K is the K is the hydraulic conductivity, and I is the hydraulic gradient, which is equivalent to delta H over delta L, no, or the length, multiplied by the area. So, using the continuity equation and the Richards equation, ayan, makukuha natin yung relationship nung porosity, yung flow, no, ng soil or ng water doon sa soil, dependent on the porosity and the moisture content. Okay? So, for this particular module, ang focus lang natin ay infiltration. So, hindi pa tayo magdi-discuss dito ng in-depth na aquifer, no? Or yung confined aquifer and unconfined aquifer. So, dito pa lang tayo sa infiltration. So, we measure the infiltration on site using the infiltrometer. So, the infiltrometer could be single ring or double ring. So, ito yung mga itsura na ng double ring infiltrometer and the single ring infiltrometer. So, dito tinitingnan yung infiltration doon sa unsaturated zone. Okay? Yun kasing Darcy's, ginagamit na natin yun hanggang doon sa saturated zone. Okay? Sa aquifer. So, ito hanggang doon lang sa unsaturated zone. So, for the infiltration, using the infiltrometer, so ang ginagawa natin dito, meron ring, no? Ito yung ring. And then, itong ring na ito, nilalagyan ng water at a certain depth. So, let's say, ito yung initial depth of water. Okay, so let's say this is the initial depth. And then, every time, so pwedeng time interval ay 30 minutes or 1 hour, mini-measure ulit yung height. Okay? So, as you can see, no, ang data, time, and yung infiltrometer head. Okay po? So, yan yung data na nakukuha. So, para ma-identify natin yung infiltration at time 1, okay? So, at T sub 1, that is equivalent to H sub 1 minus H sub 0 over T sub 1 minus T sub 0. Okay, so ginagamit natin yung preceding na data, preceding time, no, for that infiltrometer head. Okay? So we have different infiltration equation. We have the Gardner and Winslow equation, Lewis-Kostyakov equation, Horton, Philip, and the Green-Amp equation or Green-Amp method. So ang focus natin dito would be the Phillips equation. So yan yung focus ng discussion natin ngayon. Okay? So again, ito yung mga infiltration method, no, na pwedeng gamitin natin. So this is the Hortonian infiltration. So in-apply din dito yung Darcy. In-apply din naman dito yung Darcy's law, no, yung flow to create itong Horton equation. Ayan. So this is the Hortonian infiltration. Explain lang natin paano ba nakukompute itong Hortonian infiltration. Okay? So let's say ito yung infiltration data, no? So yung nakikita nyo would be the cumulative infiltration. So paano ba nakukompute itong cumulative infiltration na yan? So para ma-compute natin yan, ma-identify natin itong cumulative infiltration. Di ba from the equation, sabi dito nakalagay, integrate lang. Integral. Di ba? Integral. So kung integral, that is area under the curve. Tama po ba? Kung ito yung infiltration rate, this is the infiltration rate. Okay? If this is the infiltration rate, ayan yung curve na kino-consider natin. So the area under the infiltration rate curve would be the cumulative infiltration. Naintindihan po ba yon? So in this case, pwede tayong gumamit ng trapezoidal rule. So this is the equation, no, for the trapezoidal rule. Okay? So this is equivalent to change in time over 2 multiplied by f sub 0 plus 2, ayan, 2 times the summation of the intermediate values of infiltration plus the last infiltration. Ito ay galing lang din sa, kumbaga na-analyze yan based on assuming, no, na itong area na ito ay trapezoid. Kaya nga siya tinawag na trapezoidal rule, no? Okay, naintindihan naman po ba yun? Kaya kung bakit siya na-identify na trapezoidal rule. Rule kasi, ina-assume natin na yung area under a certain time interval is equivalent to trapezoid. So as you can see, no, using the trapezoid area, that is equivalent to 1/2 times 3 plus 2.16 multiplied by 0.1 minus 0. Diyan, galing dito, no, pag pinag-add-add natin yung mga area na yan, madederive itong equation na ito. Naintindihan po ba? So kung naalala niyo sa surveying, 'di ba, may trapezoidal rule. Kung na-discuss sa inyo, yung trapezoidal rule, Simpson's 1/3 rule. So, ganun lang din yun dito, no? Pwedeng i-apply natin. Naintindihan po ba yun? So, the cumulative infiltration at 0.1 R, so this is 0.1 R, is equivalent to 1/2 times 3 plus 2.16 multiplied by 0.1 minus 0. So, this is equivalent to, ito yung base 1 plus base 2 multiply by height. 'Di ba? Formula lang yan ng trapezoid. Nagigets po ba yun? Maliwanag naman. So that is equivalent to 0.258. So para dito sa pangalawang area, that is equivalent to 1/2 times 2.16 plus 1.6 times 0.2 minus 0.1. So that is 0.188. So basically, 'di ba? Itong 0.1 minus 0.0, itong 0.2 minus 0.1, ayan yung time interval. Kaya may nakalagay dito na delta t. Naintindihan po ba yon? Tapos 'di ba, kung mapapansin natin, itong intermediate na infiltration, which is ito po 'yon, nagdodoble 'di ba? Nagdodoble yung mga intermediate, kaya naka 2 times. Naintindihan? Nakukuha po ba yung derivation ng formula ng equation? Tapos yung una tsaka yung last, hindi siya nag times 2. Yung mga intermediate lang na infiltration. Nakukuha po ba 'yon? Nagets nyo ba yung derivation ng formula na 'to? Okay, sige. So ito naman ang mga equation para sa green amp infiltration. So for the green amp infiltration, so H is the suction head and Z is the gravity head or the elevation head. So the infiltration is equivalent to the hydraulic conductivity multiplied by the partial derivative, partial derivative of the suction head with respect to the gravity head plus K. Okay? Plus K. K is the hydraulic conductivity. Okay? So to to simplify, F is equivalent to K multiplied by the change in moisture content multiplied by the wetting front over F. F is the cumulative infiltration plus 1. So kung mapapansin natin, yung infiltration rate ay in terms of cumulative infiltration. So meaning, itong equation na ito ay pwede lang nating ma-solve using trial and error. Kasi nga 'di ba, alam natin na itong F, itong cumulative infiltration ay dependent doon sa infiltration rate, 'di ba? So kung nandito siya both sa equation, kailangan nating mag-trial and error. Okay po, naintindihan naman 'yon. Ayan, so this is, ayan yung sinasabi natin na non-linear yung kanyang equation. So therefore, it requires iterative solution. Or mag-iterate tayo. Or yung numerical solution. Naalala nyo pa ba, may NAMSOL na ba kayo? May NAMSOL na kayo?
Na-take na po, ma'am.
Ayan, so di ba Newton-Raphson method, naalala nyo pa yon na na-discuss naman. So, nasa-solve siya using that. Okay? Clear po? I-ano kaya natin to, no? Charot lang, hindi na. Hindi na tayo dito magnanamsol, para baka umiyak na tayo dyan. Baka umiyak na yung mga bata dyan. Okay. So, ito yung mga soil parameters. So, take note na lang tong mga soil parameters. Ano po? The effective porosity is equivalent to porosity minus the residual moisture content. And then the change in moisture content is equivalent to 1 minus the effective saturation. So S sub E is the effective saturation multiplied by the effective porosity. While the effective saturation is equivalent to the available moisture content minus the residual moisture content over the effective porosity. Okay? So, ayan yung mga parameter na ginagamit for green amp. Kaya nga medyo komplikado, kapag ito yung ginamit mong data or method sa pag-compute ng infiltration kasi maraming data na kailangan. So, using green amp method, we could also compute for the ponding time. So, ponding time is the time of ponding. Hindi. Yung yung time na parang yung water, ay bago siya fully saturated. Ano po, yun yung time of ponding. Okay, ito yung T sub P. Bago siya fully saturated. Okay? So that ponding time is equivalent to K. K is the hydraulic conductivity multiplied by the change in moisture content, which is ito yon, multiply by the wetting front over I. I is the rainfall intensity minus the hydraulic conductivity. Okay, so using this example, if in a certain area, no, silty loam yung soil, the effective saturation is 30% and the rainfall is 5 centimeter per hour, use the effective saturation to be equivalent to 0.486. The wetting front is 16.7 centimeters. The hydraulic conductivity is 0.65 centimeter per hour. And the effective saturation is 0.3. So, pinapasolve sa atin dito ngayon is the ponding time. So, to solve for the ponding time, we need to solve first itong change in the moisture content. So, the change in moisture content is equivalent to 1 minus the effective saturation times the effective porosity. So, that is 1 minus 0.3 times 0.486. So, that is equivalent to 0.340. And then, substitute na natin kagad dito, no? So, the ponding time is equivalent to the hydraulic conductivity multiplied by the change in moisture content, which is equivalent to 0.340, multiplied by the wetting front over the rainfall intensity times the rainfall intensity minus K. So, substitute natin. So, 0.65 multiply by 16.7 times 0.34. 16.7 is the wetting front. Ano po? Ayan. 16.7 centimeters. Okay? All over the rainfall intensity. So, 5 times 5 minus 0.65. So, tama po ba na ito ay 0.7 hours? That is the ponding time. So, kaya naka-hours yan, ano po, kasi yung K at yung I naka per hour. Okay? Naka centimeter per hour. So kapag halimbawa ito naka per hour itong K, tapos ito naka per second. So kailangan, or per day, kailangan mong i-convert muna. Naintindihan? Clear po ba yon? So consistent dapat yung mga unit. So halimbawa naman ito naka meters, tapos ito naka cm. So ito convert mo muna to centimeters. Or kung either ito muna yung convert mo to meters kasi makakancel naman. Kailangan lang consistent yung unit. Yung unit of length and yung unit of time. Maliwanag naman po ba tong example na to? Clear naman po ba? Maliwanag. Direct sub lang naman yan na sa mga formula na nabanggit natin kanina. Okay. Dito na tayo sa Phillips equation. So, dito sa Phillips equation, meron tayong tinatawag na suction head and the gravity head. Naalala yon yung suction head and gravity head? So, yung suction head, nire-represent ito nitong sorptivity. And then, yung gravity head naman ay nire-represent ng gravity term dito sa ating equation. So, this is the equation of the cumulative infiltration for Phillips equation. Ano? F of t is equivalent to S times t raised to 1/2 or square root of t plus k times t. So in this case, k is the gravity term, which is the derivative of k sub t over d sub t. Okay? So to simplify, ano po, the infiltration rate kapag nag-derivative tayo no, ng derivative of the cumulative infiltration is equivalent to infiltration rate. So that is equivalent to 1/2 times S times T raised to negative 1/2 plus A. A is the gravity term, ha? Okay? 80. 80 ito. Naintindihan naman po ba ito? So, ito yung magiging equation natin for the infiltration rate using the Phillips equation. So, take note that for Phillips equation, it has the strongest theoretical background. So, meaning, sinasabi na very accurate ito compared to other method. Okay? So, tandaan natin itong dalawang equation na to ha. Yan yung mga gagamitin natin for Phillips equation. Okay? So, para ma-solve natin, ano po, yung S and A parameter, and para magamit natin ito to evaluate yung infiltration rate at any given time, ang gagawin lang natin ay mag-identify ng 2 points na i-consider natin for this 2 equation. Okay? So, itong equation na ito ay galing lang sa infiltration rate. Ano po? So, let's say meron kang infiltrometer data. So, this is the infiltrometer data. Merong time, may infiltrometer depth, and yung infiltration rate. So, yung infiltration rate, again, makukompute siya using delta H over delta T. So, syempre, sa time 0, wala pang infiltration rate doon. Naintindihan po ba? So, at time 1, the infiltration rate at time 1 is equivalent to H1 minus H sub 0 over delta T. So, ganun din, ginamit for time 2 and for time 3. Naintindihan naman po ba itong mga equation na ito na nagamit? Okay lang? So, naintindihan yung pag-solve ng infiltration rate using the infiltrometer data? Okay. So, let's say ginamit natin na point para doon sa pag-analyze ng sorptivity and the gravity term is time 1 and time 2. So, F1 and F2, no? So, using that, meron ka ngayong equation 1 and equation 2 for the gravity term. So, the gravity term is equivalent to F1 minus S times T sub 1 raised to negative 1 half over 2. And also, A is equivalent to F sub 2 minus S times T sub 2 raised to negative 1 half over 2. Galing lang yan dito sa dalawang equation na ito. Okay? Naintindihan? And then, yung value ng F1 and value ng F2 ay galing dito po sa ating infiltrometer data. So, para masolve natin yung S, una muna nating masasolve yung S, i-equate natin yung A. So, A is equal to A, therefore, S is equivalent to 2 times delta F, or change in F, over T sub 1 raised to negative 1 half minus T sub 2 raised to negative 1 half. So, pwede nating ma-derive that the value of S, or the sorptivity, is equivalent to F1, 2 times F1 minus F2 over T sub 1 raised to square root of T sub 1 ganito na lang, kasi negative 1 half pala to, no? So, kailangan nasa numerator. So, ganito na lang natin. Minus T sub 2 raised to negative 1 half. So, yan yung equation natin for S. Then, kapag na-solve nyo na yung value ng S, substitute lang dito sa equation 1 or sa equation 2 para ma-solve yung gravity term. And then, kapag na-solve nyo na yung S and A, pwede na natin yung substitute dito sa formula ng infiltration rate para ma-solve naman natin, let's say, unknown naman tong time o kaya unknown yung infiltration. Okay? Maliwanag po ba yung mga formula? Para makapag na tayo example. Okay naman? Sige, example tayo. So in this example, we will use the data to estimate the parameters for Phillips. So determine the infiltration rate in millimeter per hour at time step t is equal to 3 hours. Using Phillips method, estimate the parameter S at t is equal to 3R and its precedent time step, so meaning yung nauna, and using Phillips method, pinapasolve din sa atin yung gravity term. And then estimate the infiltration rate in millimeter per hour using the solved parameter S and A for time t is equal to 5 minutes. So using the same value of S and A, estimate the infiltration rate if the time is 0. Okay? Okay po. So, ang unahin natin ay, since pinapasolve sa atin, for number 1 is the infiltration rate in millimeter per hour at time step t is equal to 3 hours. So therefore, ang pinapasolve sa atin dyan ay yung t sub 3. Naintindihan po ba yon? T sub 3. So in this infiltrometer data, meron tayong ilang data ito? Ay, mali. Hindi na pala natin kailangan numberan kasi naka-ano pala ito, 0.5 hours. Ano, ito na yon. So, at time t is equal to 3 hour, ito na yon. Okay po, naintindihan po ba? Ito yung time na kino-consider natin. Maliwanag.
Ma'am, excuse me lang po, naka-mute po kayo.
Ay, ba't ako nakamute? Mula kailan? Mula kailan ako nakamute?
Nung sinusulat niyo na po ma'am yung equation po.
Dito lang, dito?
Yes po.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. Dito lang naman pala. Ayan. So, sige, napindot ko lang siguro. Sige, solve natin. 97 minus 153 over 3 minus 2.5. So, ano ang value?
$112 po.
So, 112 millimeter per hour. So, ayan yung T sub 3. Okay?
Ma'am, naka-mute po ata ulit kayo.
Sorry. Ba't ba namu-mute? Okay, dito naman, no, sa pangalawa, using Phillips method, we are asked to estimate the parameter S at T is equal to 3R. Ipagsabay na natin tong 2 and 3, no? Kasi sabi, at uh, precedent time step. Okay? So, dito naman, ano ba ito? Anong time step ito? Anong time step yung kailangan nating gamitin? Sorry, ito dapat ay F ha. F yan, F sub 3. So, at time, ano po? Equal to? So, gagamitin natin yung F sub 3 dito, no? At T is equal to 3R and T is equal to, ano? Ano ba yung nauna sa 3 Rs?
2.5 po.
Okay, so yung 2.5 hours. So, yan yung gagamitin natin, dalawang time step. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan mong isolve yung infiltration rate at 2.5. Okay? So, para ma-solve natin yung infiltration rate at 2.5, so ito naman yung gagamitin or isa-solve natin. Yan. So, that is equivalent to 153 minus 227 over 2.5 minus 2. Ano pong sagot? Ilan po?
148 po.
148? Tama po ba?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. So, alam natin ngayon that ito, no? F sub 3 is 112 millimeter per hour and F sub 25 is 148 millimeter per hour. So, using the equation of Phillips equation, so F is equivalent to S times 3 times T raised to negative 1/2 over 2 plus A. So, using that, pag sinubstitute natin yung for T is equal to 3 hours, so F is equivalent to 112. T is equivalent to 3 hours. So, ito ay naka 3 hours. And plus A, no? So, yan na yung equation. So, at T is equal to 2.5 hours. So, this is equivalent to 148 S times 2.5 raised to negative 1/2 over 2 plus A. Okay, so yan yung dalawang equation na gagamitin natin. Okay po, pwede kayong mag-ano dito, no, mode equation two unknowns. Two equation, two unknowns. Marunong kayo nun sa calcu, di ba? Marunong naman. Sa calcu. So, two unknowns yung piliin. Okay? So, in this case, kapag yun yung pinili natin, ito ngayon yung magiging coefficient for S. Tapos yung coefficient for A ay 1. Tama? So, kapag tinype natin yan sa calcu, this is 3 raised to negative 1/2 over 2 and then 1. This is 112. Ito naman sa pangalawang equation is, or pangalawang row, that is 2.5 raised to negative 1/2 over 2, 1, and this is 148. Okay? So, equal lang natin. What is the value of S and what is the value of A? Ano pong sagot? Sorry pa. Ano pong sagot? Marunong ba kayong mag-mode equation to unknown sa calcu nyo? Marunong naman? Yung nagsisolve ba? Malayo naman siya. Ayan. Marunong naman kayo, no? Yung 1306 yung tama. 1306.59 and 265.18. Oh, aray. So, ang unit nito ay millimeter. Dahil hours yung ginamit natin, ano, hours. Raised to negative 1/2. Okay? Or millimeter per, per hour, per square root of r. Okay? Gets naman. And then, ano ang unit ng gravity term? Ayan. Millimeter per hour. Millimeter per hour. Ayan. Okay? So, nasolve na natin yung S and A. Marunong ba lahat gumamit ng calcu? So, pwede rin naman nating gamitin yung ating derived equation. So, this is the derived equation. So, try natin gamitin ito kung same lang ba yung magiging sagot. So, using the derived equation, S is equivalent to 2 times F is F sub 1. So, that is yung 148, minus 112 all over 2.5 raised to negative 1/2 minus 3 raised to negative 1/2. Same lang ba yung magiging sagot? Same lang po ba?
Same lang po, ma'am.
Yes. Di ba baliktad to? Tama ba na ano? Di ba negative yung ano, A?
Negative po siya,
Eh,
ma'am.
negative po.
Negative. Ayan. So again, pwedeng ito, no, derive equation. Okay. So try nating, bago tayo mag-proceed dun sa second question, try nating isolve yung other points, no? Or yung mga other infiltration rate, no? With respect to different time. Solve natin. Anong infiltration rate at 0.5 R? So that is 626 minus 826 over 0.5. Ano pong value?
400. 400 po.
400. Saktong 400.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. Next, for 1 hour, for 61
300.
minus 66. Ano po?
330 po.
330. 1.5.
270 po.
270. Next. So, ito 148, ano?
98
Yung
po ba?
for 2 hours,
Opo.
anong sagot?
98 po.
98? Bakit mababa? 227 minus 326. Divided by
198 po.
198. Kala ko 98 lang, sorry. 98 lang naririnig ko. 3.5.
76 po.
Ilan?
76 po.
76. Next. For 4 hours,
50 po.
50. 50? 60. 50?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. For 4.5 hours,
30 po, ma'am.
30. For 5 hours,
20 po.
20. 5.5,
8 po ba?
okay. For 6 hours.
2 po.
So as you can see, no, nagdi-decrease yung infiltration rate habang tumatagal. No? So ito yung graph niya. No? Partially yan yung graph. Naintindihan naman po ito. Clear naman yan, ano? Try nating isolve yung S and A. So, tandaan nyo, yung S and A, nagbabago yan dependent on the property of soil. Eh, di ba, kung nagbabago yung saturation, nag-iiba yung moisture content. O di nagbabago din yung property ng soil. Ano po? Nagbabago din yung pressure head and then yung pressure head. So, yung suction head na tinatawag. Okay? So, try nating isolve kapag ito yung ating value. If ang gagamitin natin ay 5 hours and 4.5 hours. So, 5 hours is 20 and 4.5 hours is 30. So, what would be the value of S and A? Okay? So, try natin yan. So, at T is equal to 5 hours. And at T is equal to 4.5 hours. So, this is equivalent to 20 S times 5 raised to negative 1/2 over 2 plus A. And this is 30 S times 4.5 raised to negative 1/2 over 2 plus A. Okay? So, what is the value of S and A? Ganun ulit ha, mode equation lang ulit. Eight two six 0.7563 millimeter per hour. Millimeter per hour raised to 1/2 to, or millimeter hour raised to 1/2, no? Same lang. Sorry, baliktad pala to. Baliktad pala. Baliktad ikaw. Ikaw pala ang baliktad. Negative 164.8683298. Ako pala yung baliktad ko pagsusulat. Pagtingin. Anong tama ba to? Nakuha ba ng lahat yan?
Yes po, ma'am.
Ako yung mali yung tingin kanina. Ayan. So, kapag in-estimate natin yung infiltration rate in millimeter per hour using the salt parameter S and A for time T is equal to 5 minutes. So, meaning, tinatanong yung infiltration rate for T is equal to 5 minutes using the value of S and A. So, sa substitute lang natin na yun, yung value nun, ano po. So, yung value ng S, substitute lang natin, which is 1,306.590265. Ganun din yung value ng A, which is negative 265.1801207. Again, kapag ka sa exam nyo, wag magra-round off ka agad. Okay? And then for the time is equal to 5 minutes. So we have to convert that to hours. Kasi naka-hour yung unit of time natin dito, no? So 5 minutes multiplied by 1 hour over 60 minutes. So that is 1 over 12 hours. So times 1 over 12 raised to negative 1/2 lang natin yung S over 2 plus A. So, tama naman po ba na 1,997 ang magiging infiltration rate, no? At 5 minutes using the parameter S and A na na-solve natin kanina. Tama po ba itong na-solve na to? Okay. Now, try naman natin itong S&A na solve natin using the infiltration rate at 5 hours. So, ano po ang magiging value ng infiltration rate at 5 minutes or 1/12 hours? Paki-substitute naman. Paki-substitute po. Ano pong sagot? Ayan. Okay? Maliwanag naman po ba to? Naiintindihan naman. Clear naman po?
Yes po.
Dun sa last question naman, we are asked to estimate the time so that the infiltration rate approaches 0. So we will equate the infiltration rate to 0. So using the value of S and A, T is equal to 3R. So the time is 6.069 hours. So ibig sabihin daw, mag-a-approach to 0 na or hindi na mag-infiltrate, no? At 6 hours. Okay? Ay, ito na yung pending time, no? Okay. Paano kung ito naman yung gagamitin natin? So, the time is equivalent to 6.29 hours. So, almost malapit pa rin naman, ano? Malapit naman na 6 hours. Okay? Clear naman po ba ito? Naintindihan naman? Maliwanag? So, as you can see dito sa table na ito, sinolve yung parameter S and parameter A at different time step. So, at 1 hour to 6 hours, no? Ayan. So, kaya walang parameter S and A dito sa 0.5 kasi walang infiltration rate dito sa T is equal to 0 hours, no? Wala tayong masasolve. So, kaya dito tayo may masasolve sa T, time step equal to 1 hour. Okay? So, ayan yung mga nasolve natin kanina. Tama ba? Ito yung 826, no? Ayan. And 164. And as you can see, the infiltration rate within 5 minutes, a time step equal to 5 minutes, kapag ang ginamit natin ay yung S&A using the time step 1 hour, 746 lang. Pero kapag yung nasa 5 hours, ito ngayon yung magiging infiltration rate at 5 minutes. Okay? Ito naman yung sa infiltration rate is equal to 0. So, ito yung time in hours. Yan yung nasolve natin. Maliwanag naman po ito. Maliwanag naman ang infiltration. So, sa quiz, itong Phillips method lang yung natin focus sa quiz ang i-apply natin. And also, isama na natin tong part ng parameters. Yung may parameters. Ito po, no? Yung soil parameters. Ayan. And ponding time using green amp method. Okay? Hindi na itong infiltration rate at cumulative infiltration sa green amp kasi tatagalan tayo dyan, pagsasolve. Ito siguro, sasama din natin yan yung sa trapezoidal rule using the Hortonian Hortonian infiltration. Okay? Any question po? May tanong po ba kayo? Tanong sa ating module for today? May tanong po ba kayo? Wala naman. Clear po ba yung diniscuss natin today? 70 po ang passing. 70. Wala na pong question. Ito na nga. Hindi ko na isa-isahin ha. I-scroll ko na lang. Kayo na bahala. Naka-record naman to. Huwag kayong mag-alala kasi ayan, may margin of error na 0.1. Ayan. Gamble lang pala na wala kayong gamma. Ayan. Iba-iba yan ha. So, di ko alam kung anong question yung napunta sa mga quiz nyo. Ay, actually, ito na lang pala papakita ko dun sa distribution. Para, tsaka sa plotting. Mamaya na lang yung, na lang, Excel na lang. Saan na tayo? Precipitation na. Ayan. Ito, madali lang to, di ba? Arithmetic mean, dapat may nasagot kayo dyan. Arithmetic mean lang yun eh. The distance. Ayan. May bonus dito eh. Nasaan na nga ba? Sa arithmetic mean ata yun yung may bonus. I mean, may correction. Ito ba yun? May isa dito eh, yung may figure. Basta may isang bonus dyan. Ano ko na lang, bonus ko na lang sa lahat. So, kung nandun man yung question, bababaan ko na lang yung over. Okay, ganun na lang. Pero isa lang kasi yun. Tsen, polygon. Ito naman sa Tsen. Madali lang to ha. Madali lang, di ba? Rectangle nga lang binigay ko eh. Hindi ko na nga kayo binigyan trapezoid eh. Tapos, ito naman dun sa may frequency, no? Ayan. Sa plotting, ito yung sagot. Yung isa ay Weibull, ano? So, ito atang 1.833 or itong 1.818. Di ko maalala. Basta ito yung isa Weibull. Itong part na to. Ito Weibull, ito Hazen, no? So, ayan. Okay, nakikita ba? Log normal. Ito yung sagot sa log normal. So, depende kung aling data yung napunta sa inyo. Ayan. Kung anong return period, no? So, iba-iba yan. Next, sa gamma. Gamma ba kayo? Oo, gamble pala, gamble. Ito naman sa gamble. I think yung gamble ata. Alin ba yung tinanong yung return period? Return period ata yung tinanong dun sa isa, no? Sa gamble. Or sa normal. Kung maalala. Dito ata sa normal. Ayan. Ito naman sa normal distribution. Okay? Clear na po? Okay na? Napakita ko na ha. Yan. Sige. Wala na kayong tanong? Ano ba mga score nyo? Tingnan nga. Nakita eh. Tingnan ko nga ang mga score.
Yung concern po kasi ma'am ng iba po is medyo marami po talaga ma'am items, pero po yung oras po kasi ma'am hindi po kinaya nung puro computation po kasi talaga siya ma'am. Hindi po kinaya nung oras po yung dami po ng
Kaya
items.
yun. Kaya yun. Kaya nyo yun. Kayo pa. Huwag kayong mag-alala. Next meeting. Next quiz. Sige, kukuntian ko na yung item. May naka-80 nga, oh. Kaya naniniwala kung kaya nyo. May naka-80 eh. Naka-62. Oh. Kaya yun. Ang highest 80. May naka-76. Naka-76 nga sila Nusa eh. Simon to, naka 64. Ayan. Itong mga hindi nakapag-quiz, bola kayo, mas mahirap yung quiz nyo. Hindi. Yung mga hindi nakapag-quiz, ang special quiz nyo ay lahat nung nami-miss na quiz, sa dulo lang mag-special exam ha, cover to cover. Okay? Para isahan lang yung special exam natin ha. Isang schedule lang. Cover to cover. Tapos face to face. Para siyang final exam. Yung mga mag-special exam. Okay? Pero lang, isang beses lang yun. For example, 2 yung na-miss nyo na quiz. Ibig sabihin, 2 lang quiz natin, di ba? Ibig sabihin, lahat na-miss nyo, isa lang yung iti-take nyo. Pero cover to cover yun. Ganun lang. Gusto nyo ba face-to-face na lang yung exam? Mas gusto nyo ba yun? Face-to-face na lang natin. Ayaw nyo na ng online. Kasi pag online, kaya relatively madami talaga yung question, Sa totoo lang, totoo naman, relatively madami siya compared kung mag face-to-face quiz kayo. Kasi pag online, alam ko naman na open notes, 'di ba? Pag face-to-face, hindi siya open notes. Nakalagay din naman sa instruction ko na okay lang mag-open ng notes. Ganun. Ano ba mas gusto niya? Na lang tayo? Mag face-to-face na lang? Try natin ba? Online quiz pa din. Wala nang sumasagot na bata. Uy, kausapin niyo ako. Ay, pala, no? May iba pa atang... Ito, may iba pang hindi nag-aayos ng pangalan nila sa Canvas. So, hindi ko mare-record yung score nyo. Kung sino man to. Mahihirapan ako mag-record ng score nyo. So, pakiayos ng mga name nyo sa Canvas, no? So, sa settings lang yun ng account. Paki-check yung sa settings ng account nyo, ha? Ayos yung sortable name. Dapat ay surname first. Tapos yung name and then yung display name. Yan. Yung sortable name, dapat surname muna. Kasi pag sinort, una yung surname. May question pa po ba? May concern pa kayo? Ano pa po? Mahirap ba yung exam? Hindi naman. Kaya naman, di ba? Baka pala kasi required daw mag-midterm exam ng face-to-face. So, hindi ko pa sure kung paano yung magiging schedule natin doon. I-ask ko pa din kung paano yung magiging schedule. Wala na ba akong kausap? Okay na? Okay na kayo? Sige. Ipawi kayo sa next quiz natin. Ang next quiz natin ay... Check ko lang schedule, Ang next quiz natin ay November 7. So, ang coverage lang nito ay Module 3 and 4. So, mas madali actually yung Module 3. at Module 4. Mas madali yan compared doon sa precipitation. Yung precipitation kasi maraming sinosolve. Yung Module 3 and 4, mas konti, relatively konti compared to Module 2. Okay? Nakita niyo naman yung Module 3, di ba? Ano lang, direct sub lang. Walang masyadong data na kailangang i-analyze. Okay? Ano ba yung gusto niyo sa quiz 2 natin? Face to face? Ano ba? O online lang din? Wala kayong gusto? Wag na mag-quiz? Wag na ba mag-quiz? Ano po? Online, face to face? Sino may gusto online?
Online daw, ma'am.
Online. Sige. Online kasi open notes pag online. GG kayo sa formula. Pag nag-face to face tayo, kung kakabisado kay formula, di ba?
Nangingi lang daw, ma'am, additional time.
2 hours lang talaga yung time natin. Ano na lang? Tawag dito, yung nawala ako. Tinanggal na nila ako sa class. Ay, kala ko nawala ako. Kung time, ilan ba yung, check ko nga, ilan ba yung items natin sa bilang ko sakto.
23 items, ma'am.
Oo, kaya yun, sakto. O gagawin kong 15. Pwede na? Pwede na ha? 20. 15 na pinakakonti. Pinakakonti. Parang mali yun na. Basta mga ganun. 15, 17, pwede na yan, no? 18. 18. Favorite ko kasi yung mga number na yun. 23, 21. Sige. Tsaka, yung dun sa 23 items, karamihan dun, direct sub. I mean, mahirap ba yung albedo? Ba't nga na may nagkamali pa dun, no? Ba't may nagkamali dun sa albedo? Nalulungkot ako sa part na yun. Okay lang magkamali kayo dun sa may plotting, kung nalito kayo, no? Na-typo kayo, magkakamali talaga kayo. Sa albedo, nalulungkot ako na nagkamali yung iba dun. Kasi madali lang yun. Yung iba ata, hindi na minus yung 10. No, may iba kasing item doon na may panglito na 10%, May iba na hindi na minus. Anyway, sige. Wala na kayong concern. Manalangin kayo na maganda yung gising ko sa paggawa ng exam, ha? Tsaka mabait kayo, ha? Mabait kayo. Pag mabait kayo, ayan, sige. Kasi konti lang sumasagot pagka nagdi-discussion, no? Tuloy. Joke lang yun. Okay, sige. Thank you. Na-upload ko na yung presentation natin. Thank you.
Thank you po.